What's up guys, Todd Kelly, Shoe Swap Outdoors, and today we're having a look at the Aziak Backcountry Lite tripod. So I've been in the market for a new tripod for the last couple of years, but it's taken me almost 2 full years to finally pull the pin on a tripod. My old Coleman tripod here, I got in 1997. It has been a fantastic, lightweight, compact tripod over the years. But finally, the pan tilt on this thing, this is completely locked out. Doesn't hold any weight anymore. A bunch of the twist locks on the legs have given up and they can't extend anymore. There's a ton of options for new tripods on the markets between the photography style tripods and now there's a bunch of hunting specific tripods. So I didn't want to jump into something without doing a ton of research on them. And after doing a lot of reading on the hunting forums, photography forums, watching YouTube videos, Instagram, I finally decided to pull the pin on the Backcountry Lite by Aziak. In this video, we'll go over why I thought this was the best hunting specific tripod out there and how to use the tripod, switching out the center column, attaching the head, and the basic features of this tripod. So when I started my search for a new tripod, I started in the typical places most guys do in the video and photography tripods. There are some great features in those tripods, but I wanted to spend my money with a company that has the same interests that I do. And right now in the hunting market, there's quite a few options in the tripod market. And I think if that's what you're looking at, that's where you should spend your money. Invest into companies that are invested into your ways of life and the hobbies that you do. You know the money's going to a good spot and they're going to support your lifestyle. When Aziak came out with their Backcountry Lite tripod, it instantly caught my eye. Between the compactness of it, the weight, and the features, I thought it was going to be a fantastic fit. I'd never used a ball head before, but I was really open to it compared to a pan head. The pan head on my old tripod, I never used my binoculars off of the tripod. I found it really awkward having the head backwards, having the handle out in the front. It just didn't feel comfortable for me glassing with my binoculars off of it, so I just never did it. And I thought going to a ball head would really open up the ability to use the tripod for glassing off of. And so far I've had this tripod for a week. I got it 6 days solid in the mountains glassing for mule deer, and I absolutely love using a ball head, and I love the features on it and how easy it's to use compared to the pan head. For the specs of the tripod, I'll put the listed ones up in the video here, and then I'll also add the actual ones that I get off of my scale, see how they compare. The reason why I went with the Backcountry tripod over Aziak's front country tripod that just came out is the height. I never stand and glass. I'm always sitting, so I don't need one that's super tall. And this tripod is actually the exact same height as my old tripod, so it's a perfect fit. When you're looking at the size of this tripod, the compressed overall length might be a little bit longer than some of the other competitors out there on the market. And the reason is it's a 3-leg tripod compared to a 4-leg, which a lot are in this size category. And I actually prefer that Rydell went with 3 legs over 4. The more legs you add, the shorter you can get your tripod when it's compressed, but you're adding weak points. And by eliminating a joint, either a twist lock like on this one or a flip lock on another tripod, you get rid of 3 points of failure by eliminating it. So I'll take an overall longer compacted tripod than one that's shorter just to eliminate that weak point. One of the things Aziak tripods are really known for is how compact they are when collapsed down. The way they accomplish this, which I haven't seen any other tripods do, is they use a triangular column section that the sides are concave. This allows the legs to completely collapse down into it. Really smart idea, smart feature. Aziak also provides 2 center columns, the long and the short stubby one. I'll be using the long one 90% of the time because it's nice while you're glassing to adjust the height really fast up and down with the long center column compared to trying to use the legs to adjust your elevation on it. The weight penalty of packing both is very minimal. I will be packing the small one for photography. It'll be really nice when this thing's laid flat down onto the ground. And if I ever decide I get to the point of shooting off of it, if you're shooting prone, you're going to want it laid down flat. So that's where the stubby column comes into it. We'll show you how to switch those out later in the video. The legs have 3 levels of adjustment for angle. Really easy to use with your thumb, 1 finger, good size button on it. No complaints there at all with it. The knob for the center column is big, oversized, nice, big, flat, kind of wing nut style knob onto it. Really easy to use, once again, with a gloved hand. So there's always a great debate with tripods, twist locks or flip locks. As I said earlier, my old tripod was twist locks, and they lasted 25 years before I started having issues with them, so I got no problem with the twist locks. Really easy to use on the Aziak, and the nice thing they did is the grip on the twist lock is like a soft rubber. It's not a hard plastic, so you have good grip on it with gloved hands, or if it's wet, rainy, snowy, whatever else, you have good grip on it. Smart idea using a soft rubber on the twist locks. Aziak also added a oversized rubber foot on the bottom section. Smart idea. If you're in soft ground, it's going to prevent your tripod from sinking down into the ground. Also, when you have this laid out flat with the short center column, it keeps the carbon fiber leg up off the ground and not going to touch anything. You're not going to get any scratches in it from rocks if you're careful with it. But smart idea putting a bigger foot on this thing. Aziak is using an Arca Swiss compatible head on it. Really smart idea, as everyone has a ton of those plates around for accessories. Even my camera came with an Arca Swiss mount on it. Really nice big knob for tightening down onto it. Good grip on it with the ridges that are cut into this knob with a wet hand or a gloved hand. Really easy to use and tightening it down. They also put in a bubble level. I don't know why. I'm guessing for photography, but most modern photography cameras have a built-in digital level, but it is there if you need one. As for the head, there's 2 adjustments. First is this little knob on the side. That's your panning screw. To be honest, I haven't used it very much at all. The ball head is so versatile, I get everything done with it instead. For the controlling that, there's a big oversized lever, really easy to use with your thumb. And the adjustment, you can have it really loose where you just free ball it around, or slowly crank it down, get some friction behind it and control behind your movements. And when you want to lock it down and you press it down, there is absolutely no sag in this head at all. Even with my ATM 65 Swaro spotting scope, when you lock it down in a spot, it does not move, which is fantastic. Another feature that really sold me on this, which other ball heads do have, is the ability to drop this thing down 90 degrees. And there's 2 reasons why I really wanted this feature, and it steered me away from a couple other heads that I was looking at. First off is photography. I do a lot of photography, and I need to be able to get it into portrait mode, so this is a must. Also on the hunting side for glassing, if you want to treat it more like a pan head, you have the ability to drop it down on the side here, twist the collar on your spotting scope, and kind of run this more like a pan head, where the ball head lever will control your vertical and the panning knob here will control your pan. I also didn't find myself using it that much, but it is an option and a really nice option to have. The main thing for myself was for photography and portrait mode. For switching out the center column, it's pretty easy. You are going to need an Allen key to do it properly. This weighs nothing. There's two Allen keys in here and the short stubby center column. I'll put the weight of this little package up. It's very minimal. I would personally pack this all the time. I don't see any reason why not. It weighs nothing. First thing we need to do is remove the long center column, and you need to remove the weight hook. Nice little spring-loaded weight hook for adding stability in the tripod. I think this adds a second feature, which if you accidentally leave the center column adjustment screw loose or it backs off on you somehow, it prevents the center column from coming out. So it's nice having this weight hook in all the time, whether you're going to need it or not. It's just a simple finger screw, back it off to pull it out. Another thing I want to mention that I didn't know about the long center column is on the bottom of it, there is a little rubber O-ring. And that really dampens the sound if you ever were glassing and you accidentally let go of the center column. You're not going to get a big bang. It's also going to prevent wear between the two places, but a nice little feature I didn't know about until I got the tripod. So we'll pull the center column out. And on the bottom, there's a little set screw, and that set screw prevents you from losing the head. Some of the other tripod center columns just thread on, and there's a chance of when you're using it or you're backpacking that the head loosen off and you could lose the head. So it's nice having this set screw. When I first got this, I just snugged that set screw down, and I noticed after 3 days that the head actually started to back off. So I cranked it down tight to a point where you get a little bit of a gap where the set screw is in between the plate and the bottom of the head. I sent an email to Aziak. Rydell responded and said, yes, you want it tight. Maybe not as tight as I have it right now, but getting a little bit of a gap in between there is not a bad thing. You know you have it tight enough that it's not going to back off on you, and it doesn't affect the function of the head at all. We'll grab our little Allen key here, back off that set screw, and unthread the head from the column. The short stubby already has its own set screw in there, so you don't need to switch that out at all. Grab your short stubby, thread that on nice and tight. Once again, we'll tighten up our set screw on the bottom here. And as I said, more than snug. You want it tight, but grab our tripod again. Insert, I got some dirt on this. Insert our head into the tripod, tighten down that finger screw, and insert that weight hook. And this is going to be great peace of mind, especially with the short stubby one, that weight hook is going to keep that center column from falling out and you losing your head while you're out. And it's that easy, and that allows you to lay this tripod out flat for photography or for shooting off of, or some really awkward spots in glassing. Really nice small weight penalty in that feature. Well, there you go. That's the Aziak Backcountry Lite tripod and ball head. So far, I am really impressed with it. I'm really digging the ball head over a pan head. Really versatile, user-friendly, and only one knob. to swing your stuff around, and you have great control with it and the tension behind it. I can't see myself going back to a panhead anytime. Anyways, if you have any questions or comments, throw those on down below. I always check the comments section. Hit the thumbs up. That really helps the videos. And if you're into more gear review, fishing, hunting content, please subscribe. Anyways, thanks for watching.